Good day. We welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be racing from the Vaal on the classic course today, the 16th of February. We kick off with we have 9 races on the card. We kick off with the first race, which is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting first. The betting as follows: number one, All Aglow 12 to 10. Sorry, number nine. Number one, Dancing Arabia 9 to 2. Devilish Dancer 6 to 1. 8 to 1, Ocean Pride 14 to 1. Wichita 16 to 1. Duchess Bernadette 22 to 1, and longer the rest. Scratch number 4, Largo Bay. I want to go down to number 11. Number 11 is a very well bred first timer from St. John Grey Stable. Now, Sean Terry is a master in preparing horses to win first time out. But I can assure you that St. John Grey is not far behind in preparing the horse to win first time out. Now, here we have Silvano filly, and the dam is Dance with the Devil. Now, for you people who don't know, Dance with the Devil was a top racehorse. She won the Summer Handicap plus a few other races. So here we have a very well-bred filly. And if you have a look at this field, and with no really, with any, I mean, I don't want to shoot down any trainer or owner, but this is not a very good field. A strong field, when you put it at strong field. So if Devilish Dancer has got a bit of ability, I've got no doubt that she will beat this field. So it's not every day that I tip a first timer, but this is my exception to the rule today. A while ago, I also gave you a horse at Cape Town. The horse jumped at 10 to 1, and I said to you, this horse is extremely well bred, and I think he can win first time out. So don't heed my advice. Do not leave this horse out of your play. And if it doesn't fit you today, you keep on following it, because I'm sure this horse is going to be a nice racehorse just on the breeding. And it's not every day that a horse debut over 1,600 meters. And I'm sure St. John Grey would not have done it if he felt the horse needed one or two pipe openers over shorter. In for my outsider selections, I'm going for number 2, Wichita. Wichita is a horse coming from Durban. It used to be with Dennis Breyer, and now we have Sarah van Willett-Smith. It looks to me like Sarah van Willett-Smith has relocated originally from Kimberley to Natal, but has now find his way back to the Vaal, where maybe he feels that he can um, probably be more successful than in Durban, although he had one or two winners there. Now, Wichita is a horse that has run a few places in Natal, run about this distance, and looking at this field also, I'm not sure what went wrong the last time. Oh, it says here Blake suspended. So hopefully they got that problem sorted out. But it looks like this horse runs one good race, one bad race, one good race, one bad race. So fortunately today he's due to run a good race. So don't leave number 2 with Cheetah out of your play. And then my other outsider selection is number 8, which is Ocean's Pride. Also a 6-year-old mare who's been running places, has already got 148,000 rand in the pot, but keep on running places here and there. So maybe Waishang Mowing today from draw 13. Please remember this will be around the bend, not down the straight. But I'm sure Ocean's Pride can maybe sneak into the places. Here we have number 9, All Aglow, which is the favorite. Very well bred Dynasty by Jetmaster May. And also been has 2 pipe openers over the shorter distance. And I'm sure today over the 1,600 meters can make a presence felt. Maybe a nice exacta could be the 9 and the 11. Kumalo on board. And then we move on to race number 2, which is another maiden plate over 1,600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting here. The betting as follows. Number 1, Imperial Duke 13 to 10. Montero 33 to 10. Nasply 4 to 1. 5 to 1 Genie. That was named after me. They forgot to put in the outsider. 14 Confessor, Burning Eyes 25 to 1, 28 to 1 and longer. Scratch number 11, Don Spartan, who had not a very good run last weekend. So here we have the favorite number 1, Duke Imperial, and Imperial Duke. I'm gonna stick with this. Also, this is nicely bred gelding by Duke of Marmalade. Has been placed in all of his 3 runs, and I do feel in this field not very strong today. Kumalo can have a good race. For those of you who don't fancy my horse in the first race, can probably then look at a Kumalo double on the first 2. My outsider selection is number 3, Genie, which they forgot to put in the outsider. This horse has 4 runs, of which 3 of them were reasonably decent. The one last time out over 16 meters wasn't the yielding going. Maybe the horse just faded. It was handy, no finish, but maybe with a bit of restraint, especially from draw 11, this horse might found himself running on his first race over 1,000 meters. This horse ran nicely, 22.9400 to finish. So it seems that there might be a little bit of speed in play here. Then we go down to number 6, Burning Eyes. Now, Burning Eyes also does not have very inspiring form, but I just got the feeling that one of these days this horse is going to put it together. And as I said to you, that my selection on this horse is just based because if you have a look at the horse, does show pace and then fights, and maybe with some racing, he will probably try and probably improve. I see it had 1 run since it was gelded over 11:16. So this is the first time he's gelded and running over further, which will probably suit him. So give a look at for number 6. In another horse you want to look at is number 2, Monterio. Has been running places, and the Janssen van Vieren stable is in form, having won the last 3 races at Turffontein on Saturday. He also has been running there and thereabouts and can probably be involved in a finish with Gavin Arena on board. So also horses that you need to include. Let's move on to race number 3. It's an April novice handicap over 600 meters. My word, I've never heard of a novice handicap. But let's have a look at the betting. What they will do just to get, I don't know, sometimes it blows my mind. 92 Mohican, Double Martini, 92 Sosa Matic, 5 to 1. Valdias 5 to 1, 7 to 1 Birdwatcher, Bold Resolve, 9 to 1, 9 to 1 Control, 15 to 1 Freight, 20 to 1 and better the rest. Now here in my selection is number 6. Freight. Now Freight is a nicely bred 4-year-old, only had 6 runs. But what caught my eye was that this was one of the horses that was probably in the stable of Romeo Francis. He must have bought it, and then before he could race it, then unfortunately he passed on. But then I think St. John Gray bought this horse from the state or whoever. So I think if that is the case, we might have another case of Don't Look Back, where St. John Gray has spotted a potential good horse, because this horse has won okay, albeit on the poly, but it run fair races. I mean, not beating the world, but certainly I think there might be something going on, especially with Kumaro on board. Another thing that is important is that this horse cost 500 Rand on the year. Now that means that this horse must have the right confirmation. He must be a looker, because nobody is going to pay 500,000 Rand for a horse that doesn't look like 500,000 Rand on the yearling sales. So if taking all of that in account, I think that number six, Fred, can be a lurker here, so don't leave out of any of your play. Lucky this is the first race, the third race, not part of the big six. Then for outside the selection, I'm going for number one, Sonasonic, which probably needed his last run. Before that was ran and hugely behind MK Sprite. Crack it up, has won again. And as you can see in this race here behind the graduation plate behind Paisley Park, three runners, one winner. So number one, I think, can certainly be a contender in this race, as is number two, Valdez. Now Valdez was gelded after his last race, and also the dynasty by Jetmaster Me, and I think that can probably help this horse improve. But unfortunately, throw a little wide in 11. Ryan Munger, a competent jockey, I'm sure he can handle that. And then also have a look at number three, which is the favorite, Malikian. Malikian is a horse that was a talking horse when he was a 3-year old, but he never fully got his lived up to his talk. Never, or the potential never lived up to the talk. And it's also been there and thereabouts. I have run in some decent opposition, but not the type of horse that I would run today to put my money on. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 4. Picking up, we started pick 6 with a 2,400 merit rated 86 handicap class C, average merit rated 80. And here the betting is as follows. Number 6, Don't Look Back, 33 to 10. Port Key, 15 to 4. Cash Time, 4 to 1. Brand Cadillac, 9 to 2. 6 to 1. Gold Griffin, Cedar Standard, 9 to 1. Smile at Ever, 10 to 1. And White Lightning, 28 to 1. And here my selection is the horse here at the bottom, number 8, Smiley River. This horse has been running on well, has been running 2 races back, ran in a 92 and wasn't disgraced. He ran behind the Sash. The Sash came out and won a race way above his rating. Here the horse ran behind Captain Chorus in a 78 second behind Captain Chorus. Captain Chorus has won since again. Consul Queen has won since again. Um, so this horse has been running against some decent opposition, and he runs on nicely, as you can see. Passes 400 to finish, second fastest 400 to finish. Slow lost 1 length, but now over the 2-4 today, surely he will have a chance by catching up should he be slow again. Not he, but she, only carrying 53 kilogram. In my outsider selections is number 1, Set the Standard. Also, horse has been running against decent opposition, and I just get a feeling that the 2-4 will suit him. As last time out, it was also over the 2,400 behind odd drop, never a fit. But I'm willing to give him that run, and let's see how he goes today. And my other outsider selection is number 7, Gold Griffin. Gold Griffin also was on his day, can run well, got back in a jockey that knows him well, Warren Kennedy. And I can assure you, if there's one jockey that can win on this horse, it's Warren Kennedy. So watch out today for Golden Griffin. Hasn't been in the winning box now for some time, but certainly the distance won't be a problem. Course and distance, he wins 2 wins. And yeah, I'm looking forward for Gold Griffin to run a huge race. Here we have the favorite, Don't Look Back. Has now won 2 races, now going to 2-4. But his 2 races he won. He won against some lower opposition. Today running against more experienced and better quality runners. So I don't think you'll find it that easy to win. Although definitely, also in with a huge chance, number 6, Don't Look Back. Now let's move on to the next race, which is race number 5. A classified stakes over 2,400. Let's have a look at the betting. She's a Cracker 7 to 2. Liverpool Legend 5 to 1. Ideal with 11 to 2. Cool Bakal 7 to 1. Consul Queen 9 to 1. So Long Spring 9 to 1. Plumfield 9 to 1. 14 to 1 and better the rest. Moving down here to race to number 15. Sorry, not number 15, number 16, Plumfield. It shows here not carded, but it's getting a jockey, Solomon's -2.5. This horse, mare, 5-year-old mare, will be carrying 49 kilograms. Has run over this distance for a 4th place, but I think today, with this weight, with this lightweight and the 1,000 meters straight that those horses going to run today, if there was ever a chance of Plumfield to win a race, then it must be this. Lowly weighted, and I'm thinking that Plumfield today can definitely be, last time out she ran in an 85. Today running in a 64 and a much lower division. Just now I spoke to this Sash, so this is the form line that I spoke to in a previous race, which was an 85. Now down into a 64, which is more in her class, and I'm thinking Plumfield today might have a huge chance. Outside of selections, let's look at number 14. Liverpool legend, the coup de grace by Jetmaster Me. Also, this was, come on. This was also runs on nicely. You can see last time out 24.3, fastest 400 to finish. Lyle Hewitson on board. He's written this horse once for a win, and I'm sure with this lightweight today again, number 14, Liverpool legend, will be running on very strongly. And then my other outsider selection is number 5, which is Consul Queen, also a filly that is coming into her own now, has won a race 2 reigns back and has been running well. And I think Consul Queen can also, is not without a chance in this race. Here's the favorite, she's a cracker. Robbie Sage, Sherman Brown did win a maiden and then also run well on this course over the 2000, running on from and stayed on. And I think there's also a horse that looks like a filly that will improve over the longer distances. So let's move on to race number 6. Here we have a filly's a mare's handicap 84. A very strong filly's a mare's handicap. Class C, average minute rated 78. Class C, let's have a look here at the betting. Number 3, Magical Flight 92. Fort Anne 92. Traveling Willyberry 92. 15 to 2. Lady Amherst, here we have the Sash 15 to 2. Covation 15 to 2. Irish Wonder Girl 11 to 1. Jive Express 13 to 1. Orange Ocean Forest 13, 22 to 1 and 35 to 1. Duffy to Mario scratch number 8. So here I'm looking at number 1, Irish Wonder Girl. Now this horse is also, this mare is from Irish Flame by Black Chaya's mare. And I'm also now wondering, and sorry that I'm looking at coming back to that, if this is also not a case of a horse looking for the long straight, because this horse runs on well from behind, but always seems to be outrun and can't finish. So I'm thinking that Gavin Van Zyl is sending this horse here. He probably will get St. John to saddle the horse. He's put on Warren Kennedy, who's got this horse 3 runs, 3 wins, 3 seconds and a 4th. So 7 out of 10 times he was in the money on this horse, Warren Kennedy. And I'm sure they're going to try and because of this long straight today, over this 2,000 meters. They're going to bring this horse from behind today, and this horse is at 6-1. So do not leave this horse out of your play. Um, as you can see, it's a C78. This horse is running against B Division 91, Mayabi Gold, perfect top horses that she's run against, in a strong fields, and surely now a little bit down in class, 80, 86, in favor. So definitely, I think Irish Wonder Girl not here to just make up the field. So definitely inclusion into your play. Then we have number 2, Drive Express. And also a filly that a mare that keeps on running, stayed on, late chance, stayed on. And also the full sister to dance class, who needs no introduction, has run well in dance class, also in higher divisions. And I think Jive Express can be stiff opposition for number 1. And in my outsider selection is number 11, which is a traveling Wilbury, a nice young horse. After a maiden, she has run well and also getting the -2.5. So I think there's a dynasty by Windrush Me will certainly bring her into contention, and also the Larker stable in form. But I really like the look of this jockey. I think he's a jockey with a future. Even when he was in Cape Town, I was following him all the time. So certainly, I think traveling Wilbury also in with a huge chance. So let us then look here at the favorite, which is Sean Terry's horse Magical Flight. Also a young filly, but carrying 59 against some hard knockers today. Older horses. Certainly was going to give her a stiff talk. Not the other chance, but sorry. Certainly it will be, not a walkover, but has won 3 of her last 4 runs. So certainly he's not without a chance. Going the 2,000 meters for the first time. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about this distance yet for this 3-year-old with this weight, but maybe I'm proved wrong. Ford and also a elusive Ford filly who won an objection last time out has also been running against some useful opposition, but I do feel today there might be 1 or 2 stronger contenders in this field. So let's move down to race number 7. Race number 7 is a merit-rated 78 handicap, 1800 meters class C75. Here we have the number 3, Munch's Pride, 18-10. Have a go, Joe, 53-1. FS Squadron, 7-1. Our man in Havana, 9-1. Afraid, 9-1. Ushaya, 10-1. 16-1, and longer the rest. So here in race 7, I'm going for number 4, FS Squadron. Dory Sam stable. Please ignore the last one. He sees the saddle slip badly. I watched the race, and the jockey had absolutely no control. Before that, run some useful races behind. Don't look back. Have a go, Dr. Doolittle. Do have a weight turnaround. Do have a go, Joe, today. And I think the 1800 meters will suit his horse down to the ground, and certainly a horse that you need to include in all your bets, not without a prayer in this race. Then my outsider selections. Number 2, our man in Havana was also a horse. He won 2 races ago in late November 19 and early January 2020. And then was there and thereabouts, but and then I don't know. Somehow he lost his form, but I think it's coming off a rest. Maybe this is a horse that you want to include in your back ends of your trifectas and quartets. because if it run a place, it certainly will enhance your dividend. But as I always say to people, a horse doesn't lose his ability. He has come down in the merit rated from an 84 or 88, which was his highest, to a 17.6 now. And sometimes the rest do a horse well. You can see this horse is at rest, and he did once for 4 races, and he did win once from a race after a race. So definitely something that you must keep in mind. And as I say, he's also run against some little bit of better opposition in the past, but do include in the back end of your quartet and trifectas. And then number 8, my other outsider selection. This horse has just won a maiden, but this horse ran nicely from the 1800 meters. And I think this horse wanted the longer distance. And again, here we have this Solomon's only on 52. The other day he rode a double. So surely Ushuaia may be a horse that can run and be placed again today. Then we have the favorite here, number 3, Pernicious Pride. Did nothing wrong last time, won against Earthshaker. Earthshaker nearly won again, nearly won the other day in a race where he was out on the weights. So yeah, number 3 I think must have a huge chance and can be the stiffest opposition. I'm looking forward to the duel between this horse and his squadron. So Pernicious Pride definitely in with a chance, as is Have a Go Joe. Also ran third behind Savannah Storm, but I think also has got a potential to become a very good horse. So all in all, a bit of an open race, race number 7. So let's move down to race number 8. It's a merit 80 handicap class C, average merit 77 over 1450. Here we have number 1 Oscar Wilde 19 to 10, Putin's Promise 9 to 2, 6 to 1 Prince Evalenov, 7 to 1 Suited Contractor, Midnight Caller 15 to 2, 11 to 1 number 3 Silver Master, 11 to 1 Shortstop, and 18 to 1 A Better Rest. So here in this race, number 4 Putin's Promise is my selection. This horse has been running on in a lot of races. Here we have Whirly. Whirly has, I think, has won 3 or 4 races after that, finishing second last time out. Last time was beaten by Oscar Wilde by 3 lengths. And that was on the Vaal over the 1400 meters, carrying 52. Oscar Wilde was carrying 56, so that was 4 kgs. What is Oscar Wilde now carrying? He's now carrying 60.5. So in on the weights, probably would maybe find it hard to beat Putin's Promise, but for me, the difference lie in the jockey. I mean, I really think that with Lyle Hewison on board, Putin's Promise can, beat number 1 Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is not a horse that is very consistent. He runs a good race, a bad race. Last time out ran a below par race behind Wiley Wings, slow into stride. So I think my selection, number 2, Peter's Promise, in with a huge chance today. Outsider selection, number 2, Prince Evalenov. This horse is coming from a rest, Flower Alley by a flight. The right approach me. Has been running some decent races before the race, and I think if not needing to run can be a factor in this race. Outsider selections is number 9, Midnight Caller. Also a young horse that has only had 6 runs and 1 win and a third. but last time out ran against Spring Break, and before that has run in strong opposition behind Catch 22, and I'm sure, but he's drawing 11, so that might be a disadvantage, but do include in your quartets and trifectas, might be worth your while. So let's move on to the last race, which is race number 9, which is a fillies and mares 74 handicap. '74 handicap class D, average merit at 69. And here the betting is number 6 Peak and Pipe 15 to 4, 5 to 1 and Taunt, only 12, 5 to 1, so they say 11 to 2, Feather and S 7 to 1, Evening Night 7 to 1, 13 to 1, and longer the rest. And here my first choice is number 5. In Taunt. From the Candace Dawson stable, Warren Kennedy on board. Now we're running here in the D Division 69. This horse ran 3 lengths behind Magical Flight in the C Division 80. Now finding itself down in class, has run against horses of the Miss Allergens, Due Dillon's, Medical Flight, G4 Go. All of them are very good horses. This run up at 1,000 meters, I think that was too short, and he was slow, lost 1 length. Yeah, the horse seems to lose his races at the start, but I'm sure that's something that the trainer will work on and the jockey will be aware of. So my outsider selection is numbered 8. This horse, last time out under trial, I really fancied it. Today it's getting -4, only getting 51.5. And I just think the horse went too fast over 1,800 meters. And I'm sure the 1450 today will suit. So include in all of your bets. Then also we have a look at number 2, Mode. Mode surprised me by running a nice race in a higher division behind Magical Flight last time after winning its maiden. So maybe want to include into your bets. Here is the favorite Pecan Pie that won last time out with Kamal on board, a maiden. But now running against a little bit stronger, so one I will have to see how it goes. But did run well. Also number 7, Louvain, put that in your quartets and trifectas. It's a good nice piece runner that can surprise. So all in all, today, I think a nice card, but with a few open races. So take care and be careful. And as I always say, break a leg.